Good morning, everyone. This should easily be the last day that we're taking equipment out. We have a gentleman coming Saturday at 10 a.m. to load out some equipment, and we're definitely going to wrap it up today. We had to give about 12 straps to the truck driver yesterday because he didn't have straps, which is mind-boggling to me, but is what it is. And so we're going to go buy 6 or 8 more for our truck and then head over to the job site. We'll bring you along. We are back on site. We have our ratchet straps gathered up from the Home Depot, and I'm going to give a quick tour of the facility, just finishing it out, and then we can get to work. Starting in room 1 here, obviously we aren't interested in the 12 by 12 bin and the flat conveyor. Wooden legs are staying, of course. This is the first room we worked in. You guys saw it all come apart. Really not too much to say about this plant. It was kind of held together with bale wire, duct tape, and dreams. I used a wrench, I kid you not, one time. A 13/16 wrench, undoing the huge lag bolts that went into these 12 by 12 or 14 by 14 beams that were holding up the cleaner. This is room 2. Took us basically an entire day to get that cleaner pulled because they just had it nestled in there oh so nicely. Old wooden pit. I'm not going anywhere near that. We have the bin that was up above dropped, and of course the wooden bucket elevators stay. Random bins, another random bin, another density separator, and we have 1, 2, and 3 more legs to drop. These are kind of coming down easy. You just get them cut free and then they're freestanding. The trusses actually guide them. You just put a pallet right here and hook a chain to the bottom, just pull them that way, and the pallet just kind of catches them. Really not a lot going on. These are all made out of basically sheet metal. You can see they're all kinked and damaged, so these will need to be total rebuilds, but is what it is. It's kind of wrapping up quite nicely. Just kind of a overview of the plant. This is kind of an old mom and pop. It was built in the 50s, and there's been several break-ins, so just about everything of antique value is gone. Scrap value is gone. We're just down to the remnants and the hard stuff. So the owners are going to totally gut the facility. They are a floor laying company in the Prattville area, and they are just going to use it for storage. Their words were they don't know what they're going to use it for, but it's a nice commercial property with 3-phase and good storage. And that far back room back there is just filled with flooring material, and they have a couple forklifts that they do loading of trucks and things. So I've rambled long enough. I think it's time to get started. Wind is picking up all of a sudden. Oof, stirring up the dust. I'm going to go ahead, get started. We got 3 legs to drop. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Really helps out the channel more than you guys know. I know I've said it a ton in this video, but every like helps. Comment, subscribe if you're new, and hit the bell icon. Let's get to work. So this is pretty cool. I was on my way up the ladder to remove this bucket elevator leg, and I noticed this old shipping label. This leg was actually delivered by rail. You can say Railway Express Agency. And they're supposed to collect charges upon delivery. And what's neat is if shipment arrives without delivery sheet, or delivery sheet is mutilated, that's a pretty interesting choice of words there, make a substitute delivery sheet. And apparently this leg was being used in Westerville, Ohio before it was removed and then brought down here to Alabama. Pretty cool piece of history there. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm going to hold this over it, so if you want to read it, you can pause the video. Pretty cool. This leg has to be the first piece that they installed because it is the only bucket elevator leg that has been actually anchored to the concrete. The rest of them have just been sitting there. So they must have put this in and then they got tired after that. We have the last hard piece of machinery taken out. This bucket elevator leg was quite tight to the ceiling, and it was the only one that had red heads holding it down to the floor. So we cut those off, and then we just use a little snag chain on the boot, give the bottom a yank, and then it rests on the pallet. Pull it out the rest of the way and just lower it straight down, and the boot just scoots toward the wall. Easy peasy. There's no weight here to speak of. It's all just, I don't know, 250 pounds, give or take. And that's how we take those down whole. We've got 2 more to do. Got a density separator to do, and we're out of here. We have the density separator all cut free. Cut all the red heads off of the mounting feet. We're going to snake in here with the forklift and cherry pick it out of here. Something we always do on a job site is go back around. Once we find red heads, we go back around and we cut those off even with the floor, because there's nothing worse than walking through a dark warehouse and you find one of these suckers with either a forklift tire that then ruins the forklift tire, or you trip and it knocks you over. So we always make it a personal point to cut off all the red heads that we grind off. That is the final piece right there. You just have some miscellaneous riffraff floating around, downspouting that we removed. We have 2 legs to carry outside. We will get started on that right now. That we're wanting, and so the owner of the facility, we did a little bit of trading. We're going to take down the remaining bins and the pieces of metal hanging down out of the roof that give people headaches, and then we're going to move into a different building and extract a little bitty tunnel. So go ahead, roll a little bit more time lapse, but officially we are done. All that's left now is to generally pack up our toolboxes. We don't ever pack those up 100% because we reorganize them and buy what needs to be added once we're back home and ready to head to the next job site. We have all of the headache makers down. I told the owner of the property I didn't want to mess with any electrical, so there's still conduits and things hanging down, but they can sort that out easy. Really cleaned up the area quite nicely and made it a little safer for the owner of the property. So now we are officially done in room 2, and we will move into the second building that is kind of coming apart. This is building number 3. There's kind of some intricate old trinkets floating around. Nothing that we would ever want. There is the world's first welder. Serial number 1 has a gas regulator there. Again, serial number 1. We have some nasty old seed pallets to move, and this is where we're going to be working, so we're definitely going to have our hard helmets on. We want this tiny little tumble mixer, which, funnily enough, is also a building support column. So we're going to use these heavy timbers right here and use one of our 6x6s to push up on the rafter that is holding up most of this corner of the building. And then we are going to wrestle this little bitty cute tumble mixer out. It's a little stiff, but it still works. You put product in there, fill up the chamber about 1/2 to 3/4 full, then you tumble it, and then it mixes it. So we're gonna get it out of here and see what we got. This is kind of a funny side note. Someone took the time, workout equipment is not that expensive, and they made a padded squat press that couldn't get away from them, using cinder blocks and old cast iron shivs. So I guess you could pump some iron in between semi trucks. And then there's also whatever the heck this apparatus is. They have a weight attached to a choker strap, attached to a shaft, and 2 bearings nailed in, oh so premium. And then they would pull it, I guess, and wind up the weights. Also, there's a premium jump rope for sale here in Prattville, Alabama. And this would have been a speed bag, I'm guessing. Interesting. As you can see, the gym is no longer open for business. We also have an Everlast punching bag. All right, we're going to cut a beam, balance it right under the support column that we initially had the mixer setting on, and might as well record it live in case the roof caves in for those sweet, sweet YouTube views. Hit that like button. Dixie. And with that, we bid adieu to the weight station of Prattville, Alabama, never to be seen again. Goodbye. This is the last piece. Just had to do a little bit of trading, a little bit of labor, probably an hour in total, and we are officially done. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap up the Millwright work in Prattville, Alabama. I would really appreciate it if you guys could leave me a like, hit the bell icon, and subscribe if you're new here. That really helps out the channel. We're gonna go ahead, pack up our tools, and I won't bore you with loading the next semi. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Again, please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Till next time, everybody. Later.